Okay, good morning. Okay, we have seen the details regarding ISO standard, International Organization for Standardization, its features, benefits, advantages, disadvantages, etc. Now we'll see what are the steps for certification, how to certify or how to get certified to the ISO. So it is a four-step procedure. So one by one we will see. So first one, management commitment. It's the any top level management's decision regarding any company. So it's all about our top management decision. Or if it is the time to start the implementation, then they will decide accordingly. So that is the first step. Then next is the second step. If we the top level management have taken the decision regarding the implementation, then let it move to the second stage or the second step, where prepare the workman for change. Prepare the workman for change. So once the management takes the decision to go for the certification, what they do is they will prepare the workmen or the workers or the employees to adopt the changes or adopt to the new system. So this is done by mainly giving the training seminar system. They'll be able to cope with the new changes. After that, the third stage or the third step, selection of appropriate model. So there will be many models. So from that, the best suitable alternative should be chosen. So here in this step, to identify the appropriate model which is applicable to the organization. So to the particular organization, which all model can be applied. Then after selecting the model, study the selected model. So there will be a detailed study for after that. Fifth one is set up groups and subgroups. So the people will form a group or subgroups will be formed, and the groups or subgroups are selected so as to mainly identify the existing practices. So which all practices are pre-existing, that will be identified, and also the future practices or the uh, practices which has to be done later, that has also to be identified. So these are all done by setting. After next level, prepare procedure manuals. Prepare procedure manuals. Operation work manual and work instructions. So throughout the process, we are setting some standards or we are making a systematic procedures or setting up a procedure on the whole process by all the employees. So that's the sixth step, that is prepare procedure manual, operation work manual, and work instructions. Then next is to prepare, update all drawings and specifications. So all the drawings and specifications regarding the product development or product design, everything should be updated according to the prepared manual or the procedures. So the based on the procedures, standard procedures, we have to update the existing drawing and specifications. That is in the 7th step. And next step, train and educate all the employees to get adopted to the new procedures. So by using the procedure manual, operation manual, work instructions, everything, we update the new we update the pre-existing drawings and specifications. So till then we have done. After that, a new system is developed. So we have to train the employees, train and educate the employees in order to adopt to the new procedures. How to adopt to the new procedures? We have to give the training. That is the 8th step. After that, we will go to the internal audit. That is carry out internal audit. So it is mainly done to ensure that the procedures, every procedures and standards are maintained. So in order to ensure that internal audit means the audit within the internal body, that is the people or the employees within the company itself. They will form a committee, audit committee, and they will do the audit purpose. Next, after carrying out the internal audit, next step is take corrective action to meet the standard. Suppose after the audit, it is found that the procedures are not functioning in the standard manner or the standard procedure, then we should do some corrective actions in order to meet the standard or come to the standard, up to the standard. So the corrective actions are done. So after the internal audit, using the personnel from the staff from the same company, they form some groups or audit committee, and they have checked for the requirement and how much it is meeting the standard, after which corrective actions are done. So after corrective actions is done, then they go for external audit. So apply for external audit. That means the audit will be conducted from the external body or personnel outside the company. They will come there and conduct the audit, or they will check whether the quality is up to the standard. So then the external audit is being conducted. After the external audit, next step is the implement recommendation. So implement the recommendation means the audit committee or external audit, whenever the external audit arrives, they will give some recommendation to improve the system. So those recommendation will be implemented or included in the manual. already we have prepared the manual, procedure manual, operation work manual, and work instruction, etc. were created. Based on that, we have updated the specification, drawing, etc. After which we have conducted the internal audit on based on that. Anyway, after external audit, they will give some more recommendations, and that should be included in the manual. So that is implement recommendation. After that, the next step, that is 13th step, it is apply for registration. So after completing these 12 steps, then we go for the registration. And how to register? For applying the registration, so once the external audit is positive, that means external audit, they have seen that it is according to the standard. Okay. Once the external audit is completed, then we can go for the application or applying for the registration. So actually, the ISO, they do not certify the itself by itself. So by itself, it cannot certify. So there are certain certifying organizations. So usually many countries, they have some audit organizations, or they found some accreditation bodies will be there. They will be giving the certification. So mainly the once a application is being accepted, once we give an or we apply for an for registration, then it will be examined by these certifying agencies or the accredited certification body. They will be examining the this particular application, and they will verify how much it is conformed to the relevant standard, whether it is conforming to the relevant standard or not. They will be looking forward. So some of the example of we can say the certifying bodies like ASTA certification services, LIOD registration quality assurance, Bureau Veritas International Limited, etc. So these are some of the examples of what you call the certification bodies. So these certification bodies, certification. And finally, the last step is the grant of license. If all these qualities are approved or the things are approved, then we will go for the license is granted. License will be granted with the ISO certification. So these are the steps to certification. This is how ISO is being certified. So first of all, management commitment, prepare the workman for change, selection of appropriate model, study of the selected model, setting up groups and subgroups, prepare procedure manuals, operation work manual and work instruction. Then we go for the update all drawing and specification, train and educate all the employees to get adopted to the new procedures, carry out internal audit, then taking corrective action to meet the standards, applying for external audit. After that, implement the recommendation by the external audit, apply for the registration, and finally granting of the license. So these are the main procedures or the steps involved in certifying ISO. Now we will see next concept, that is Six Sigma concept and DMAIC. Six Sigma quality concept and DMAIC approach. So Six Sigma quality concept. So Six Sigma quality concept. So this is Sigma means standard deviation. We have seen the it is a statistical method. There is a standard deviation and variance we have seen. So based on the standard deviation, now we analyze the quality concept, that is Six Sigma. So this is mainly developed by one company, that is Motorola Corporation, USA. So the main aim or the goal, the main goal, we can say, the objective of this Six Sigma quality concept is mainly to reduce the number of defect. So reduce the number of defect to very low value, that is 3.4 parts per million. 3.4 parts per million means if we take a million amount of components, only 3.4 components, 3.4 means less than 4. So only less than 4 components will be failed, or the defective parts. If we take a lot of 1 million products developed, then the chance of getting a good product or a defective one, that is less than 4. Only 3 components will be defective. In that case, it will be fine. Likewise, that is the Six Sigma concept. So by Six Sigma concept, we undergo many procedures in order to reduce the wastage or reduce the prevent the failure and take it in this particular level, or maintain the level like 3.4 parts per million. So here we identify and remove the causes of the defect and errors in manufacturing or any business process. So actually, what is a defect? Any defect or failure, mainly failure. For failure, we use the term defect. So defect is nothing but it is a thing which may result in the customer dissatisfaction, basically. So due to which, that is if in any case there is a defect of the product, then ultimately it may result in a customer dissatisfaction. So in any process that produces a 1 million part, so we have seen the Six Sigma's main aim is to reduce the number of defect to as low as 3.4 parts per million. So if you consider a process that produces a 1 million parts, then for this process to meet the Six Sigma quality level, it must produce less than 4 defective parts. That means the DPMO means defects part per million opportunities is 3.4. DPMO നമ്മൾ പറയാ, അതായത് defects parts per million opportunities. അതായത് 1 million എടുത്തു കഴിഞ്ഞാൽ അതിനകത്ത് എത്ര ഡിഫക്റ്റ് ഉണ്ടാവുന്നു, അത് നമ്മൾ ഡിഫൈൻ ചെയ്യുന്നത് 3.4 താഴെ ആവണം. So in order to achieve this task, what is being done is the best practice or the best procedure for a product development is to be identified, and that is to be implemented. So adopting these types of procedures, that will result in creating the superior products. So once the superior products will be produced, then we'll be able to prevent the defects or reduce the cause of failures. Thereby we can will be able to contain the product within this Six Sigma level. Six Sigma level means nothing but here you can see The sigma means this is a mean value. In the figure you can see this is a normal distribution curve, bell-shaped curve. So this Six Sigma concept, the total Six Sigma concept can be understood using this particular model, that is normal distribution, where in the central portion you can see the mean value, and on the both sides you will get the standard deviation sigma values. So we can consider many types, that is 2 sigma, 3 sigma, 1 sigma, 2 sigma, 3 sigma, like that. That is, suppose you are taking 1 sigma to both sides, negative side and positive side, then total you will get 2 sigmas. So here this is between the 2 sigma level. So in the 2 sigma level, it will have the 68%, mainly 68% of the total products will be between the 2 sigma. And if it is 2 plus 2, that is 4 sigma, then the total product will be, or you will get a 95.5% of the products will be there, or will be without defects. So likewise, if it is 3 sigma on both sides, that is the Six Sigma concept, where you will get 99.7% of the total area. That is, only the rest, that is 0.3% will be defects. All the others will be within the specification limit or the tolerance range. So that is the Six Sigma concept. Now, the Six Sigma concept, in the Six Sigma concept, this is the approach, or DMAIC. DMA means, D means define, M measure, A analyze, I improve, and C control. That is DMAIC approach. So it is a systematic method for analyzing the and improving the existing business processes. So mainly it is introduced by one engineer, that is Bill Smith. He was working in Motorola itself. Then later General Electric company, they continued the process and standardized the methodology. So this is also known as the General Electric approach. The DMAIC approach or General Electric approach. Anyway, these are the 5 steps procedure, DMAIC model. First one, define. Define means nothing but it is a define the customer, critical to quality issues, then business process involved, define who the customers are, what the requirements are, what their expectation of the customers, and defining the project boundaries, which are the boundaries of the project, starting, stopping of the process, etc., etc. Everything should be defined. So defining the customers, critical to quality, core business process involved, then who are the customers, requirements of the customers, project boundaries, etc. Definition of that, that is the define. Next step, measure. After defining, measure, that is collect the data to determine the type of the defect. So collection of the data and measuring the current performance of the process involved. That is the second step. Then after that, analyze the data collected to detect collected. or determine the root causes. What are the root causes of the defect and opportunities for improvement? So once we analyze the root causes, then the process. So we'll identify the gap between the current performance and also the objective. What are the objective function of the company? So the gap is to be identified, and the we have to prioritize each opportunities, and we have to identify what are the sources of the variation. Everything is to be analyzed. So that is the analysis. Next, improve the target solution by designing the creative solution to fix and prevent the problems. So the target, which all target is there, we have to improve the target solution. How? By designing the creative solutions to fix and prevent problems. Innovations. After that, we go for controlling the control the improvements. So what all improvements are there? After which we have to control the procedure, controlling the improvement or preventing any reverting back. That is, it should go forward and the reversing should not happen. So these are the DMI: define, measure, analyze, improve, and control. Okay. So that is about the DMI approach, and the next concept we will discuss in the next class.